So earlier I had mentioned something called perspectives. I will try to explain it again, but this time a little more in detail. There are three types of perspectives. There is something called a 1-point perspective, there is a 2-point perspective, and there is a 3-point perspective. 3-point perspective is usually also known as a bird's eye view. Okay, how this works, I will explain to you first, because if you've done photography before, it should be kind of clear. Even with this camera, you should be able to see it. So if I bring this too close, you will notice that not only do these parallel lines kind of seem like they're merging, but even these parallel lines seem like they are merging over here. But even the vertical lines tend to start merging over here. Now imagine this. This is a building. That's the ground. And that's a bird. Now we look at it from the bird's eye view, which means the bird ends up seeing the rooftop and then going all the way to the ground somewhere there, which means that the building looks something like that. So you are here flying somewhere over here, and that's how the building looks to you, which means this line, that line, that line are going to merge. This line, and that line are also going to merge. And as you may notice, these three lines will also merge. So here what's happening is you're getting 3 points of perspective. Therefore, 3-point perspective. Now, when we look at 1-point perspective and 2-point perspective, the number of converging lines reduce. So now what happens is, if you're standing or if you're sitting, and if you look parallel to the ground, there is going to be a horizon for you, which is also known as your eye level. All right, which means any product that you see, so even if let's say you're looking at this as a product, those lines are going to converge at your eye level, wherever it may be. It can be here, it could be there, it could be there, your choice. So let's say we have to look at this. What will happen is that this line and that line will seem to converge somewhere. So let's say they converge over here, which means we may have to bring it somewhere there. So if this line converges there and to this line, then that's your point of convergence for this product. All right, that means this is also your eye level. So let's say this is our eye level. This is 1 point of convergence. There can be millions of them over here, but we're choosing one. And from there, we have a lot of imaginary lines that flow both downwards below our eye level and upwards, which is also known as above your eye level. Now, anything that is above your eye level means you will see the bottom of it. Not like the story or a suspense thriller, but just the bottom of it. But if it is below your eye level, you will see the top of it, which is why if you're sitting or if you're standing and you're working on a table, you always see the top of the table because it is below your eye level. But you see the bottom of the table if you sit below the table, and therefore your eye level is also below it. So we will try this again once so that you understand it better.